تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلهم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء
preparation of the recitations of Surah Yasin, I'd like to offer the reward of the Surah, the recitation, inshallah, 150 recitations of Surah Yasin, to the soul of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that we present in his presence, to that of his purified family, his blessed companions, to all of the souls of the masters of our Ummah, the great ulama, the great scholars, the great luminaries paths who have come before us, through whom this religion has been transmitted to us, as well as to the souls of all of the believers, whether living or whether they have deceased, in whatever part of the world they may have lived and died, in whatever time in history they may have lived and died. We would also like to offer this special, particular remembrance and this particular dua for the Muslims in different parts of the world. So inshallah tonight we're going to dedicate this Surah Yasin that we've recited and its reward, as well as whatever the rest of the dhikr that we recite during this night. We're going to offer it to the martyrs of Grenfell Tower, whose court hearing has just come to an end, many of whom were Muslims, as you will be aware, and to their families, that Allah grant their families peace and some closure on this dreadful matter, and that Allah receive the souls of those who passed away into the highest of paradises in the presence and the companionship of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the righteous. Fatiha. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. How are you all doing? Thank you very much. How are you all? Everyone all right? Yeah? I feel like you all can't hear me. Can you hear me at the back? Put your hands up if you can't hear me at the back. No hands went up, so either you can't hear me or you can hear me. Put your hands up if you can. Hear me at the back. Hey, there you go. Good stuff, mashallah. Very good, very good. So again, so welcome to all of you. So as you've probably figured out by now, parking is an interesting challenge here at this wonderful place, mashallah. But thanks to a real thanks to the people of the Alden Project at top, who have given us the use of this wonderful building over the next 12 nights, alhamdulillah, and have also really gone out of their way to speak to the neighbors, to the places around here, to arrange and ensure that there is parking available. So there's parking available here in this place, there's parking in the school, parking at the church down the road, I think at the doctor's surgery as well. So there's, but there are parking is it's a bit of a, you have to be a bit fleet-footed about parking because the arrangements change each day. So what I would say right at the outset, please, is that we have about half of our volunteer team are going to be standing outside in the freezing cold, directing you guys as to where to park. Please listen to them. They're not looking at your face and saying, "Oh, I don't like you. You can go and park way over there." There is a rhyme and a reason to where you're being asked to park. So families closer, all right, couples and gents a bit further away, and so forth. Please do bear that in mind. And I understand that it means that you might end up coming in a little bit late, but try and take it into consideration as you go forward for this next 12 nights, inshallah. So I've got some announcements to make, and there are quite a few, so do bear with me, please. Right, this hall, no eating and drinking is permitted in this hall, with the exception of water. And if you bring a closed cap bottle with you, you can drink from it, of course, but other than that, please, no open cups in this hall. Second, parents with babies or children who cannot sit quietly, that is to say that the children cannot sit quietly rather than the parents not being able to sit quietly. Parents with babies and children who cannot sit quietly, please use the mother and baby room. And do not allow the children to disrupt the Mawlid with noise or running around. So we have arranged for there to be a mother and baby room, which you can't access this way. You need to go outside and around, and you come to the mother-baby room. If you think that your children are being extremely quiet, but the volunteers think that your children are making a little bit too much noise, please don't be offended when the volunteers approach you and offer you to retire to the vestry where there is a very comfortable mother and baby room. Kids who are not going to the youth program may sit in the main hall, but ideally towards the back, and if possible, please. Mobile phone silent. Masjid rules apply, but strictly. So, in the normal rule in the masjid is switch your mobile phone off, except that you won't remember, and your mobile phone will go off when people are in sajda. So what I'm saying to you is take your phone out now, make sure it's on silent. I've just checked mine's on silent. Right, all attendees try to sit as close together as possible. So this old church hall has these beautiful pews, which are lovely and fantastic, except that we can't pack you in like sardines into the hall itself because the pews get in the way. So what we're going to do instead is pack you in like sardines into the pews. So you're going to get very, very familiar with the person sitting next to you. So just be aware, you will be, if space is required, you will be packed in. So let's alleviate wasted space and allow room for others. You can put your bags and personal belongings under your seat. Not the seat in front of you like when you get on a plane, but under your seat. The ladies' side, it has to be said, over the 10 years of experience, the ladies' side gets far more crowded than the men's side. So we will see how we're going to allocate. Well, it's not sides this year. Ladies, sorry, it's not sides this year, it's front and back. We're going old school now. So we will see how much space is required and how we can fit people in, inshallah. Obviously, keep thoroughfares and doorways clear as far as possible. You are individually responsible for your own litter. So please do pick up your own litter, and also don't forget to take your personal belongings with you when you leave. If you wish to bring food, confectionery, samosas, mithai, bananas, any other form of refreshment for barakah and to worsen people's diabetes, please speak to the admin staff first. Okay, please don't bring food to the Mawlid without notifying the admins. If you are thinking of bringing something in, the volunteers all have their badges. Just hold up a badge, one of you. Shakil, you're tall, hold up your badge. There you go. That's how you know who the volunteers are. So please speak to one of the volunteers about it. Okay, mothers and babies. Can you hear me in the mother and baby room? Yes, I heard that. So please bear in mind a few things here. Number one, the mother and baby room is not a creche. We do not have anyone who will be looking after your babies for you. But the room is provided with a TV and a live feed of the Mawlid, although mothers, I think you can probably hear anyway without the TV, I would have thought. Mums, has to be said, we did want to have a mother and baby room and a father and baby room. But unfortunately we needed the space to make my tea, sorry. But we may, if there is, it has to be said, if there is a need for there to be a dad and baby room, we'll make some arrangements. Okay? If there's a need for a dad and baby room, we'll make some arrangements. But parents, you are responsible for your children, obviously. It is your responsibility to supervise the children. The rooms are located directly next to the stage, so just be aware about noise. And as mentioned, we have a separate entrance. Okay, we have a separate entrance. So, alhamdulillah, first night, half an hour in, and we have our first car that needs moving. So, E056CFP. If you could please move your car. The neighbor has already complained, politely. I am about to talk about parking, but if that's your car, please do move your car. We need to be very, very particular about not blocking people in, please, and not parking inconsiderately on the roads. It has to be said, sorry, this ain't Birmingham, it's Solihull. So please do bear that in mind, and the admin are there to help you outside. Youth program. So there is a youth program being held in the bottom hall. It caters for children ages 5 to 12. The entrance is around the side of the building, the Brookvale Road. So parents, you can leave your children there and you can pick them up
at the same entrance. You will need to register your children for the youth program. As I said, 5 to 12, boys and girls together. If you're picking up your children from the youth program, please do so without delay after the Mawlid ends. After picking up your children, because of the flow here, you won't be able to come back into the main hall. So please take your belongings, leave the main hall, pick up your children, and Allah Hafiz, go home. All right? If you decide that you don't want to pick up your children after the end of the program, we will sell them on eBay. All right. And I think those are all the announcements that need to be made. For now, let's commence with the rest of the program, inshallah. Right, where are my singers? I can see a singer sitting right there. And I can see another singer sitting right there. Because I'm going to need some help because we're going to do the burda now. Okay, where's my singers? Where are they? Where's the choir? Hands up, choir. Are they all volunteering and doing stuff? Oh, great. Okay, it looks like it's just us singing the burda. All right, chalo. Bismillah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ashabihi wa barik wasallam. This is the... Hands up if you don't know what the Qasida Burda is. Hands up if you do not know what the Qasida Burda is. Right, I can see one hand which looks like a child's hand. Okay, I will introduce the Qasida. The Qasida Burda will be introduced to you tomorrow, because the first talk that will be given by Sheikh Tahir Kiani tomorrow is about the Qasida Burda. It's all about the Qasida Burda. It will be introduced to you inshallah tomorrow. I might say a few words about it, but the first thing we're going to do is sing the first chapter. Have you got it up? Yep. You got yours, I got mine. No, it's fine. Bismillah. Right, everyone. Oh, there was one more announcement. Oh, I forgot. Yes, thank you. Someone just waved a clicker at me. What does that mean? What does that mean? How many of you saw the Winterspring poster? Really? How many of you saw the Winterspring poster? Right. You will have noted that it said on that poster 60 million salawat and counting. That is how many salawat have been read over the 10 years of Winterspring. So, there's two things here about salawat. Thing number one, I would like each one of you to go onto the website, which is winterspringmawlid.co.uk, and pledge an amount of salawat that you are going to recite over the next 12 nights. Okay? So, please don't go onto that website and say 100. You'll read more than 100 in your prayers over the next 12 nights. Alright? You can recite 100 salawat in 90 seconds. You can read 100 salawat in 90 seconds. Alright? You can read 1,000 salawat in about 15 minutes each day. Can you spare me 15 days for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Don't say inshallah, say yes. You can say yes inshallah. But I mean the real inshallah. I don't mean Muslim inshallah. I mean the inshallah that God mentions in the Quran. That inshallah. Alright? I didn't hear anyone. Can I get a yay? Alright, 1,000 that go onto the website, pledge it. At least 1,000 a night. That's 12,000 over 12 nights. You will go onto that website. If you look at the past things, you will see people pledging 250,000 salawat over 12 nights. It's doable. It's doable. The most I ever saw pledged was 2 million over the 12 nights. That was a family from Indonesia. Allah bless them. They've probably ascended to the 7th heaven by now. There are a number of salawat over 12 nights. But so go on and pledge. Second, that's one. Two is the salawat you read in this room. Is the salawat you read in this room here. Okay? There are clickers available. Grab a clicker and start reading. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi. Or sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And you just keep going. If you're not singing the burda, if you're not joining in with the yasin and all, you just keep going. Just keep going. And don't look at it. Look at it at the end of the night and see how many you've done. And I guarantee you, if you start now, get a clicker and you start now, by the end of the night you'd have done a good couple of thousand at least. When you leave the hall, write the number on the board. However much you've read during your time here, just stick it up on the board. We add up all those salawat and we add it to the total. Okay, we have had 250,000 salawat recited just here in this hall in one night. Just by people taking a clicker and spending their time in the Mawlid going sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Oh, there's a song I know, I'm going to join in with that. Join in with the song. When the song finishes, sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and just keep going. Okay? Everyone got a clicker or a tasbih? Anyone who doesn't have a clicker or a tasbih, put your hands up, there are some available and we will get some out to you. So please do that and don't forget to write the numbers. Gents, you always seem to forget to write your numbers on the board, either because you're trying to, I don't know whether it is because you're trying to, keep your sincerity high and not put the number down or something, but you must be forgetting to write the numbers on the board because the ladies always do about 3 times more than us. So the only reason I can possibly think of is that you're just forgetting to write your numbers on the board. Alright? So please keep reading. Alright? Everyone happy with that? Yes? Yes? Who doesn't have a clicker? I don't want the children putting their hands up. The children need clickers, but I want the adults putting their hands up. Who doesn't have a clicker? Do you all come with your clickers? I got mine. I got mine. It's a very, very masculine yellow. You got a clicker? I can see like 3 being waved. Right? Don't try and read this. There you go. Don't try and read it on your hands. You're going to do too many. You're going to do too many. You read your salawat ala Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay? Everyone happy? Everyone smiling? It's a Mawlid. Smile! Bismillah. Chalo. Where's my duffers? Right, Hamza, come to the front. Dean, come to the front. Oh, actually, try it there for today. Let's see how you go from there, okay?
مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم آمن تذكر جيران بذي سلام مزجت عن جرام نقلة بدم محبة ريح من تلقاء كاظمات وأومض البرق في ظلماء من إضام مولاي صل وسلم كلهم فما لعينيك إن كنت تفو فهمته وما لقلبك إن كنت تستفي القياهم أيحسب صب أن الحب منكتم ما بين منسجم منه ومضطرم مولاي صل وسلم على حبيبك خير الخلق لولا الهوى لم ترك دمعا على طلال لولا الهوى لم ترك دمعا على طلال ولا أرقت لذكر البالي من ألم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم فكيف تنكر حبا بعدما شهدت به عليك عدول الدمع والسقام
the most famous of the poems written in honor of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's called the Qasida Burda, the poem of the mantle. What some of you may not know is it is not the first poem to be called the Qasida Burda. The first poem to be called the Burda was actually written by poet Ka'ab, the poet of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the poem was Qasida Barak Su'ad. Right? And it is recited in the presence of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. At the end of the recitation, the Prophet ﷺ stands up, takes off his burda, his mantle, and wraps it around the shoulders of Ka'ab. This is the first Qasida Burda. And this Qasida Burda, Ibn al-Busiri, al-Kawakib al-Durriya, which is its proper title, is very much in imitation of that first poem that was recited in the presence of the Prophet ﷺ. The first chapter that you've heard is a very classical chapter. It has very classical illusion. So what happens is the poet is looking for his beloved. Right? So whenever he reads one who his beloved was, the caravan has moved away, and all he finds are the ashes of the fire. All he finds are the traces of the beloved. And that's all that's left, is the traces. He can never quite catch up to the beloved's caravan. He's yearning. The longer this is going on, the more he's yearning for his beloved, until his tears run out and when blood flows. Now what he starts to remind him of his beloved. The pain of separation is a poetic theme. The other great begins with the pain of separation. That's when we read. We said that Rumi does it in Persian. Imam Hussein, Rumi does it in Persian. That first poem of the 25,000 lines of the Mathnami is about the pain of separation. But you don't know yet who the first chapter of the Buddha, all you know is that the poet wants to know why he has been separated. What you have is something that you don't get, the union of the love and the beloved.
Actually quite disappointing, guys, I have to say. That is actually quite disappointing. Why aren't you bringing your friends? If you want to bring your friends, I got asked recently. Let's close that door, ladies, please. Mother and baby doing? Can we close the door, please? Thank you. Right. I got asked recently, just to give you some idea about this, I got asked recently by an organisation, I won't mention who the organisation are, except to say that they hail particularly keen on Mawlids. And I got asked by them, I said, Assalamu alaikum, we want you to come and do a Mawlid. I said, oh, okay. All right, we want to come do a Mawlid at our centre. I said, oh, okay. I said, okay, yeah, it's busy, it's busy time, you know what I mean, I'm really chock-a-block with Winterspring. Why do you want me to do it? And they said, oh, you or one of your lot. I said, oh, right, one of my lot, okay. Didn't realise I had a lot. Why? I said, because you guys do it sensibly. You guys do it sensibly. I said, oh, that's very nice to know. So we want to introduce our crowd, our lot, to Mawlid, but we want to do it in a way that doesn't scare them. I said, all right, okay. Now, when I have this conversation with people, I ask them if they know what a Mawlid is. If I were to ask you to write down what you think a Mawlid is, it probably would be quite different from the answer that I would give. So formally, a Mawlid is a session of hadith narration. Formally, right? This is what a Mawlid is. It is a recitation of the hadiths relating to the signs of the coming of the Prophet ﷺ, what are called the alamat and nubuwah, The miracles and signs that occurred before the Prophet ﷺ came, the birth of the Prophet ﷺ, the early life of the Prophet ﷺ, and then other significant events in the life of the Prophet ﷺ. And these are all basically hadith. They're all derived from hadith about this issue. Sometimes people ask, did the Sahaba do Mawlid? Well, yes and no. They didn't sit in a hall and sing the Qasida Burda, obviously. What they did do, however, was translate the hadiths that relate to the birth of the Prophet ﷺ, the signs of the coming of the Prophet ﷺ, and the early life of the Prophet ﷺ. Another thing that they used to do is sit around and talk about the battles of the Prophet ﷺ. Because they were really into that stuff. That was like proper history. So in those days, you couldn't go and watch The Avengers in the cinema. So where did you get your dose of excitement from? You would sit round together and you would narrate the hadiths of the Battle of Badr. You would narrate the hadiths of Uhud. You would narrate the hadiths of the conquest of Mecca. Right? And these are called the maghazi. These are called the hadiths related to the battles of the Prophet ﷺ. Why? Because if you were one of the very early Muslims, likelihood is your dad or your granddad or your uncle or someone like that fought in one of those battles. Maybe he fought in one of those battles, and you would want that. It's an important thing. So this is the type of thing that the Sahaba would do. They would sit around, they would talk to each other about these battles. But they would also sit around and talk to each other about the birth of the Prophet ﷺ and the signs. And this has come down to us. Later on, what happened is the scholars of hadith, the same scholars of hadith that wrote commentaries on Sahih Bukhari and commentaries on Sahih Muslim and those sorts of scholars, the serious scholars, not jokers like me, proper serious scholars, they sat and they collected all the hadiths that relate to the early life of the Prophet ﷺ and made it into a book. So Ibn Kathir, for example, the commentator on the Quran, the great commentator on the Quran, wrote a work, what's called the Mawlid of Ibn Kathir, his narrations of the hadith related to the birth of the Prophet ﷺ, and so forth. They gathered them all in one place. Okay? Now you can narrate hadiths in one of two ways. You can narrate them verbatim, that is word for word, or you can narrate the meaning, but not word for word. So what then happens is scholars take these narrations about the Prophet ﷺ, about the birth of the Prophet ﷺ, the descriptions of the Prophet ﷺ, and so forth. They take these hadiths and they put them into beautiful Arabic. They put them into beautiful Arabic prose or beautiful Arabic poetry. Why? Number one, so that people remember them. Number one, so that people remember them. Number two, so that people can emotionally connect to this critical thing, which is the coming of the Prophet ﷺ, the birth of the Prophet ﷺ, the dawning of the light of faith. And this is what a Mawlid work is. And a Mawlid gathering is meant to be a gathering in which one of those works is narrated. So you have gatherings where the Barzanji Mawlid, which is one of the most famous ones, is narrated. Imam Barzanji, 12th, 13th, 14th, 16th, 17th century, I should say. 16th, 17th century. Great scholar of hadith, great scholar of fiqh, wrote a Mawlid work. The thing that everyone remembers him for now, the Mawlid that he wrote, which is his account in beautiful Arabic of the events around the birth of the Prophet ﷺ. Okay? You may go and attend one of those gatherings. And what happens when you attend one of those gatherings? To you and me? Well, we just sit there and nod politely. Because we don't understand Arabic. And definitely not that Arabic, because that's some seriously high-powered Arabic. That's like Shakespearean Arabic. It's not simple Kayfa Haluk Arabic. That's proper, serious Arabic. And we don't understand it. So we sit there politely through the gathering in which the Mawlid is being recited, but don't actually understand a word of it. Unless as is happening in modern times, you have a translation. So the Barzanji has been translated, the Diya'ul Mawlid has been translated, the Mawlid Bibai has been translated. And if you are lucky enough to have a copy, that's great, because what it means is you can follow along with the Arabic. But what we have not had up until the soliloquy is a Mawlid, a traditional Mawlid work, doing all of those things, narrating the hadiths in beautiful language, in a way that you can connect to it, in the language that we understand, in English, in a language that our children can understand. There are lines here, and I've been reading this Mawlid, we read it over the 12 nights, I've been reading it over the last 4 or 5 years now, and I've seen some of you guys, some of the guys, some of the ladies, and especially some of the kids, sitting in the front, not looking at the screen, looking at me, or looking down, and their mouth is moving. Which means what? It means that they've learnt the lines. They've had it read to them so often that they now have learnt the lines. And they can read it to themselves. So now what they have done is the whole point of this, the whole point of making it beautiful, the whole point of making it poetry, is that you can internalize it. So that you don't need the book now. You can be walking to school and you can be saying, "Come hearken, all ye faithful hearts, to this bewildered one." You can be saying, in timeless time, it ought to pass, in God there was but him. A light he made from his own light, a light that would not dim. You can be reading this to yourself and rehearsing the Ayyamullah, the days of God. Remembering in your waking moments, before you go to sleep, when you're having breakfast, when you're at work, remembering the Prophet, the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is the point of it. So this is what the soliloquy of the full moon is. The first work in which the first original work written in accordance with English rhyming schemes and English poetry schemes that recounts what all of those classical works do. So I have another car. This car is LX10YST. Could you please move your car? Jazakallah khair. Or the brothers have said that they will pick up your car and move it somewhere. LX10 YST. Bismillah. So, soliloquy. So ladies, in the mother and baby room, we really need to keep that door closed, please. Jazakallah khair. We start off this with the recitation of Quran. We start this off with the recitation of Quran, and then a qasida called The Days of God. And I want to see some joining in, guys, here, please. Jazakallah khair. Bismillah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا فتحنا لك فتحا مبينا ليغفر لك الله ما تقدم من ذنبك وما تأخر ويتم نعمته عليك ويهديك صراطا مستقيما وينصرك الله نصرا عزيزا لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم فإن تولوا فقل حسبي الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلت وهو رب العرش العظيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما صلي يا ربي وسلم على نبينا صلي يا ربي وسلم على حبيبنا صلي يا ربي وسلم على نبينا صلي يا ربي
وسلم على حبيبنا. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never thought upon, the flames of love will be put out and faith be lost and gone. Has thy sweetheart now grown so cold that loving breast of thine, that silent falls thy tongue in praise of the mercy to mankind? Salli ya Rabbi wa sallim ala nabiyyina. Salli ya Rabbi wa sallim ala Habib. Our love for him does no begin, our love it does no end. We'll sing of our love for him till the end of every end. Salli ya Rabbi wa sallim ala nabiyyina. Salli ya Rabbi wa sallim ala habibina. On our beloved messenger, the mercy to the worlds, we raise our voices joyfully in praise and thankfulness. Come join with us, my trusty friends, come drink from our cups, come quench your thirsty, weary hearts with the name of the beloved. Sallu ala Muhammadin, sallu ya ahibba, sallu ala Muhammadin tunalu rahmah. God's peace on you, O Prophet mine, God's love, O Muhammad, and blessings till the end of time, and my love to you, Ahmad. Everybody, sallu ala Muhammadin, sallu ya habba, sallu ala Muhammadin tunalu rahmatan. Give me a hand, my trusty friends, and here's a hand of mine. Let's sing a song of love for him, for the mercy to mankind. Salli ya Rabbi wa sallim ala nabiyyina. Salli ya Rabbi wa sallim ala habibina. For old lang syne, my friends, those days of God gone by. For friends of God and blessed souls, God
Ameen. Auld Lang Syne means the days that must be remembered. The days that should be remembered. As Allah says, remind them of the days of God. And for us, for the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the days of God were the days of Musa alayhi salam, the days of Ibrahim alayhi salam, and so forth. But for us, the days of God are the days of the Prophet ﷺ. And that is what the Mawlid is going to go on to talk about. But we'll start with the prologue, inshallah, in which I narrate all of the conversations, as the author, that one night I partook in with the full moon, in which he described the most perfect of prophets. Salli ya Rabbi wa sallim ala nabina. Salli ya Rabbi wa sallim ala habibina. Salli ya Rabbi wa sallim ala nabina. Salli وسلم على حبيبنا. Come hearken, all ye faithful hearts, to this bewildered one, and to this tale of ancient days do listen and pay heed. The silver moon in radiant fullness I did call upon, as sailing through the sea of heaven rose he in the east. O silver moon, do cast your gaze upon the seeking one, deprived of all my wits, alas, bereft of certainty. There is a restless yearning that has settled in my heart, disturbing all tranquility and haunting every dream. But as for that I wish to know, I am unknowing still, so hear me, I implore, O moon, and answer with goodwill. Hear your cry, the moon replied. Your earnest bid is heard. Your boldness and your brave request have stirred me unto words. I ask you now of your distress, your disarray of thought. What is this great disquiet that has led you to my door? There is a name upon my tongue, I've heard it in the trees, a murmur passing in the boughs and passing on the leaves. I've heard it on the gentle waves that softly kiss the strand, and on each blade of swaying grass a dance within the wind. It's whispered in the golden fields and by the riverside, and fills the song of nightingales at morn and eventide. This name proclaimed is echoing in caverns cold and deep, and borne upon the mighty waves of 7 mighty seas. It's carried by the tempest wild unto the ends of earth, and roared by forge and furnace in the sun's tremendous blaze. Some say he was but mortal man, a warrior of old, who tried united with a book and conquered every foe. Some say he was a prophet true, one revelation sent, but yet for this in form and state like unto other men. But yet another tale is sung, by voices reverent, quavering, by men weighed down with beards like snow, their eyes alight with wisdom's glow, in voices frail recalling clear a memory passed through hearts of men, and passed down in a mother's milk to infants nursing at the breast, the secret of a love divine, a love profound, a love sublime, primordial light adoring God before the pen in timeless halls, till into Adam's loins was cast, through seeds of lordly prophets past, at last emerged from faithful womb to shine beyond Arabian dawn. The seal of messengers divine, harbinger of the end of times, the first to rise and to prostrate before the throne for all men's sake, and first to speak and intercede before the Lord as he decreed. I have sought you, I have waited for your night of brightest grace, not in waning nor in waxing, neither crescent young nor old, but a night when you are radiant and splendorous in fullness, that you might relate your memories of him you did behold. O Lord Most High, do sanctify the one prophetic seal, and with your grace
perfume the places blessed form conceals, and elevate and consecrate and hallow evermore. As earth Jerusalem, اللهم صل وبارك عليه وآله. Tomorrow night, inshallah, we'll continue with the beautiful names of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the only one who's allowed to have tea in an open cup is me. I know it's hypocritical, but I have to keep my throat going. Good. How are you all doing? Oh, I've got a good alhamdulillah there. MashaAllah. I know who that was from. MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So basically, I mustn't move. Okay. Each night of the program, there is a talk that's given by a guest scholar. And those talks are always based around a theme. So we've had, for example, the Meccan Seerah, lessons that we learned from the Meccan Seerah. We've had a theme around the names of the Prophet ﷺ and what we can learn about the Prophet from his names and so forth. Given that this is the 10th year, what we wanted to do this year is really do a recap. So what we're going to have actually each night, and I hope it works out. You know, it's always all right on the night. It always works in one way or the other. But what I've asked each of the scholars to do is take a theme that we've had from a previous year and talk about that theme. So in each night, chronologically, from 2010, 11, 12, 13, up to today, what you'll be hearing about is an overview of what was covered over 12 nights of Winterspring in each year that the Mawlid has been running. All right? And the reason that I wanted to do that was to ensure that as we proceed and we move further on, we've all had a good recap of all the ways in which we have approached the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what I'm going to talk about, inshallah, I am the resident scholar today. What I'm going to talk about is the number of, or the different ways in which you can approach Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it goes without saying that the believer needs a connection to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is not that it is good to have a connection to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's not a fadila to have a connection to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is essential to have a connection to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. To truly believe Muhammadun Rasulullah, that Muhammad is the messenger of God, you need a connection. It's not sufficient just to say Muhammad Rasulullah. Those words mean something. Something. Rasul means something. Allah means something. When you say Muhammad, it's really in brief has a different meaning. We are scholars are always written. 5 minutes left means 15 minutes left. 2 minutes, please Sheikh, carry on talking as long. In the day and age in which we live, our faith is under attack and questioned in the way that it's about what's taught in school. Sometimes it's about what's happening in the world, and sometimes it's about what Muslims are doing, and sometimes it's about some controversy about the Sharia or whatever it is. In whichever way it is, our belief is being challenged. And one of my mashayikh, my great grand sheikh, in his time, which was about the middle of the 18th century, which is around the time the British were going into India, actually, about the time of the Raj. The Raj was really kicking off. He said, in days gone by, for someone to be called a wali, they'd have to do some pretty extraordinary stuff. In our time, if a person reads their 5 daily prayers in congregation, I'll call that person a wali. I'll call that 50 years with our lips. If our last word, La Muhammad Rasulullah. This is a tremendous. How do we deal with this challenge to faith? What we need to understand is what our religion is. Our religion, as Allah mentioned in the Quran, طيبة كشجرة طيبة أصلها ثابت وفرعها في السماء. لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله. كلمة طيبة. Faith is like a blessed tree. Its roots are firmly fixed and its branches soar through the heavens. It gives off fruit by the permission of its Lord in all seasons. And this is what our religion is. But please understand, trees can be cut down. It is very hard to what is the trunk of our faith? The trunk is Muhammad. And any attack on our faith will be an attack on Rasul. How incredibly important. And what we need to understand, and this is something a WhatsApp group of ulama, she had said that she'd given an address to a whole lot of in America, and, in the modern age and challenge and whatever. Number up, very brave. Mobile number up on the screen. And if you have any questions, please feel free to text me. She said 100 questions. That was one of the questions. Is it okay to be gay? That's another question. I don't think I believe anymore. It was about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 questions. Some variant of that. And she says the questions humbled her and shocked her. Because these are questions from young people that they didn't dare to ask openly, but were on their mind. And she said she spent the whole rest of the night answering each and every one of them. This is the state that we're in today. Okay? And it's not about blame, it's not about anyone's fault. This is just where we are. This is the reality of life in the 21st century, of being a Muslim in the 21st century, of trying to be faithful, of struggling to hold on to your faith in the 21st century. And there are various ways you can go about it. I can go out and say, what's your question? I'll answer your question. What's your question? I'll answer your question. People come to me and say, I don't believe anymore. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in the Prophet. No, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I don't believe anymore. Yeah, why not? Oh, well, have you read this book by Richard Dawkins about evolution? What about that book over there? And I said, oh, okay. And those people never come to me as the first person they come to. There's always someone else they've gone to first. And often, what those people have done is answered the question. Yeah, how do you explain evolution? Here's how you explain evolution. Duff, 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 duff. Boom, there you go. You can believe now, but they don't. Not because they don't believe the answer. Not because they don't believe the answer, but because that's not the real question. The real question is deeper. The real question is not a rational question. The real question is an emotional question. The real question is, I don't feel comfortable. The real question is, something is not sitting right with me, and your very clever, erudite answer using all these words like prima facie and a priori that I don't understand, you're probably right here, but it doesn't feel right here. Someone asked one of my teachers once, said, you go around the world and you take murids. He was a Sufi sheikh. You take murids. He said, what are you doing, man? These people will probably never see you again in the rest of their lives. They come to you, they say, Sheikh, I love you, I want to take bay'ah with you. Okay,
Right, okay, Allah Hafiz, Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, read La ilaha illallah 100 times, read Durud Sharif 100 times, read Astaghfirullah 100 times. Now, Allah Hafiz, Assalamu alaikum. I hope to see you again, either in this life or in the next life. What are you doing? How are you guiding these people? How are you giving them tarbiyah? Where's their murid log? Where they're writing down all their prayers and coming and showing it to you every week? What are you playing at, Sheikh? This is messing about. The Sheikh replied, you're right, I probably never will meet these people again. Some of them I probably will never meet again. He's talking people in Argentina and people in where, out of Mongolia and I don't know where else. I probably never will meet them again. But here's the thing, they have a connection to me. And it may be that at the end of their life, or when they're sitting with their doubts and their concerns, do I really believe, when shaitan really comes to them and says, but what about this, what about that, and what about that? How do you explain this, how do you explain that? Where's your faith now? Maybe they'll remember that nice old man with the big turban and the grey beard and the white beard and say, you know that old man? I love that old man. I love that old man. You know what? If this religion was good enough for him, it's good enough for me. And I've seen that in action several times. That the thing that keeps people connected to God is their emotional connection to my grandmother, to my sheikh, but all of those things go back ultimately to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ultimately go back to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I recently read something, a person said, I don't believe it, but they said, oh, I'm an ex-Muslim, I've left Islam, and here are 99 reasons from hadith for why I've left Islam. Yeah, here are 99 reasons for why I left Islam. This hadith says this hadith says that hadith says that hadith, it's all this, that's what it is. And you sit there and you think, oh boy, we've got a lot of work to do, we're going to sit and make all the answers to these 99 questions now. And 99 was deliberately chosen, of course. Got to sit and make an answer to all these 99 questions. I go and research the hadith, go to this, go to that. I was sitting with some scholars and said, forget all that. Yeah? How do you answer this question? How do you answer this question? So what do you mean? Do you need to go and research the hadith to know the answer yourself? For in your own self. Do you need to go and look at all the hadith commentaries? Volumes 37, page 298. How do you answer the question? Yeah, and so I don't know. I went and I asked simple, ordinary Muslims, how do you answer that question? You know the answer is? Well, the answer my granny would have given. My Prophet would never have done that. That's it. My Prophet? Nah. Take your books and throw them in the well. My Muhammad would never have done that. Now what's that? That's an emotional connection. The thing ultimately that motivates us is not this. I'm a psychiatrist. I will guarantee you, if you think you are motivated and what moves you is rationality, you've got another thing coming. The thing that motivates you is this. It's your emotions. It's your feelings. The best gift that you can give to yourself, to your families, to your children, is the love of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the love of the righteous, and the company of the righteous, so that they can grow to love them themselves. Because this is the thing that will protect you. Everyone has doubts. Everyone has doubts. And I've seen big scholars say, you know, I was sitting down and I was reading X, Y, and a doubt came to me. And then I thought about my sheikh. I thought about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the doubt just went, poof.
I didn't have to answer the doubt rationally. I didn't have to construct a syllogism to answer it, some logically coherent proof to answer it. I didn't have to do that. My heart told me that Muhammad is the messenger of God. And that's all I need to know. And I know that sounds very simple, but it is a profound point, and I tell you this on the basis of 20 years of interacting with people. 20 years of hearing all sorts of arguments being made. The thing that purifies you, the thing that is the only thing strong enough to overcome, quite apart from faith and issues like that, right? The only thing strong enough to overcome doubt is love. The only thing strong enough to overcome greed is love. The only thing strong enough to overcome hate is love. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. And love of one who is by nature beloved, whom no stain can touch, who is pure, who is righteous, who is holy, who is sanctified in the presence of God, but yet who is also human, who also, if you cut him, he bled. He felt hungry like you and I feel hungry. He felt sorrow like you and I feel sorrow. He felt joy like you and I feel joy. So that you can relate to that person. And yet, who is this saintly, sanctified being that connects you to God? This is what protects you and will protect your children. Teach your children the love of Muhammad. The love of Muhammad. It's not just enough to know the facts. Facts are history, and history is boring. What does the history mean? What does the history teach you? How can you connect via the facts to the heart? How can you take the facts from here to here? I mentioned to some of you guys previously that I was in Saudi Arabia, but really, I mentioned it to my sheikh when I went back. I'd gone for Umrah, we came back, I was telling him, I said, so did you see anything strange? I said, I said, lots of strange things in Umrah. I heard loads of strange things. Yeah? I said, but one thing was really weird. I said, we were traveling from Medina to Mecca. And we stopped at one of the innumerable, I haven't been for a long time, so I don't know if they still have the little service stations along the way. I assume so. The little service stations where the petrol is cheaper than the water. Those service stations. So we pull up at the service station, having a very, very, clearly a very dodgy shawarma. It looked seriously dodgy, but anyway, that's a different story. And what happens? A fuel tanker pulls up. Fuel tanker pulls up to the petrol station. Driver gets out, goes up to the machine, picks up the hose, sticks it into his cab, fills his cab with petrol, pays and drives off. And I said, Hazrat, guy's got like 30,000 gallons in the thing he's pulling behind him, but he stopped at the service station to fill up. And my sheikh said, He said, it doesn't matter how much you're lugging along behind you. The only thing that will make your car move is what's in here. It doesn't matter how much you're carrying, how much knowledge you have. What matters is what you use. That's what counts. Not how much fuel have you got in the back. How much fuel have you got in the tank? Allah says this about the rabbis of the Bani Israel, that those who carry knowledge but don't utilize that knowledge are like donkeys carrying all the books on their back. All the knowledge is there, but it's not benefiting them. What is it? Then my sheikh said, what is it? He said, you, my son. He said, you You see, you need to learn this because you think too much and you don't feel enough. You use this too much. You need to start using this. I said, Hazrat, how do I take it from here to here? He said, very simple. Love. Love. Love is what takes the knowledge from here and puts it here. Now Allah says, and I'll end with this, Allah says about the Prophet sallallahu in the Quran in 4 places. He says, we have blessed the believers. We have sent unto them a prophet. Some variant of this, to do 4 things. يَتْلُو عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِهِ, to recite unto them His signs, God's signs. وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ, and to purify them. وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابِ, to teach them the book. وَالْحِكْمَةِ, to teach them wisdom. 4 things. Seems very straightforward, right? What's the critical one? So I get that he's the prophet. Right? What is the meaning of Muhammad Rasulullah? That's the question I asked you, right? What does Muhammad mean? What does Rasul mean? What's the job of the Rasul? Teach them the Quran, recite the verses of Quran. Yeah, that's one. And all for the Sunnah, so you've got to teach them the meaning of the Quran, teach them how to apply it. That's yu'allimuhum al-kitab wal hikmah. What about the second one? What does it mean to say وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ? That the prophet purifies the believers. Not God purifies the believers through the prophet, but the prophet purifies the believers. Because that's what it says, and it says it very clearly. The Arabic is very, very clear. يَتْلُو عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِهِ وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. It's referring to the Prophet ﷺ. So what does it mean for the believer to be purified? Look, Abu Jahl, the verses were recited to him. The verses were recited to him, but it didn't help him. He heard the revelation from the mouth of Rasulullah ﷺ. It didn't help him. Umayyah ibn Khalaf, same thing. But Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Umar ibn Khattab, Uthman ibn Affan, Ali ibn Abi Talib, they were purified. They were purified such that they didn't just hear the verses being recited, but they were able to learn. They were able to learn. It didn't just go in here. And by the way, nothing goes in here and comes out here. Just a quick anatomy lesson for you. Nothing goes in here and comes out here. If something's gone in here and come out here, you got bigger problems. Everything that goes in here stays here. The question is not that. The question is, how do you get it here? And that's the tazkiyah. The learning occurs here. And of course, this is not an anatomy lesson anymore. I don't mean here. We'll talk about that some other time. But it's here. This is where the change occurs. This is the engine of the change. All right? How do you get it from here to here? I told you love. Allah is saying purification. How do you link these 2 things together? Allah could have sent the messenger, as was asked for several times actually by the pagan Arabs. Why did God not send an angel? Why did He send a man from the town? And not one of the powerful men, just a man from the town. Why didn't, if God really wanted to bring us a message, why did the angel not descend from heaven and bring us the message himself? We would have all believed then. We would have all believed then. If an angel descended now, right this minute here and says, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh, all your doubts would disappear. Any doubt that you have would disappear. If Jibreel alayhi salam came down now. So why did God not send an angel? It's a reasonable question, is it not? That is a reasonable question. If God wants you to believe, why not send an angel? Because you can't love an angel. Because you can't love an angel. You can be overawed by an angel. Angels are powerful beings. You can be overawed by an angel, but you can't love an angel. And what is needed for this to open? For the purification to take place here, and therefore for the guidance to enter you and work, is love. And Allah sent the Prophet ﷺ, according to some narrations, second revelation.
Allah says, we have given you a tremendous character. We have exalted your character. We have given you the most exalted character. We have made you, Ya Rasulullah, put that another way, we've given you every virtuous character. In other words, we have made you lovable. We have made you such that those who come to know you will fall in love with you. And when they fall in love with you, they will submit, because إِنَّمَا الْمُحِبِّ لِمَنْ يُحِبُّ الْمُطِيعُ. Because the beloved, the lover, is obedient to the one that they love. So we have made you beloved. We have made you such that people will love you, and when they listen to you, and they will listen to what you say, and Shariat connects you to God, remain safe. This is the urwatul handhold. So let us Prophet ﷺ, and when we love, so no with us today. How many of you remembered what I said about the clicker? Take a look at your clicker now. I was talking for half an hour. That clicker should say, that should at least be a 4-digit number with a 2 in front of it. Yeah? Right. Okay, now we're going to do the Asma'ul Nabi. Now listen to me very carefully. Listen to me very carefully. I'm very strict about salawat. I'm not strict about anything else, but I'm strict about the salawat here. The salawat you read in this building, they belong to me. Those are not your salawat, those are my salawat. They're going up on that board. They don't count as part of your pledge. Your pledge is what you read outside of here. But in here, they're mine. Alright? Second thing, we're all going to read now 200 salawat on the Prophet ﷺ by mentioning his names. You'll see it up on the screen. Can you all, by the way, at the back, can you see this? Is the screen like visible? Is it okay? Yeah? Okay, I see a thumbs up, I don't see any thumbs down, so I'm going to assume that's okay. Good. So we're going to read the Asma'ul Nabi together now, as a group, and then we're going to go home, inshallah. I wish make sure when you now, the main thing here is when you're reading the salawat, you're aiming to wake up Auntie Doris down the street. Okay? Sorry, Abdullah, but Auntie Doris shouldn't sleep so early. Alright, chalo. Oh, it's 9:30. Okay. So before we start this, the salawat takes about 20 minutes to read. Okay, I'll go relatively quickly because I've taken a bit of extra time and we did a lot of explaining and stuff today. I'm going to go a little bit quickly. Don't worry. I'm going to do them all, but I'm going to go quickly. Where's my drummers? Drummers are here? Right, okay. It is 9:30. It is a school night. Is it not a school night? Is it half term? I thought half term was next week. No? Oh, your Brummies have got your weird half term. Oh, it's half term. You should have told me. Okay, I'm going to go slow. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's half term. All right, chalo. If it wasn't half term, I would have gone quick and I would have said, it's 9:30. If you need to go, please feel free to go. All right? But it's half term. And it's either you can stay up late. You got permission from me. You can tell your parents you got permission from me to stay up late tonight for the next few nights. And parents, well, you shouldn't be sleeping so early anyway. Chalo. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ashabihi wa barik wa sallim. Everyone clear their throat. Who's not done the Asma'ul Nabi before? Hands up if you've not done the Asma'ul Nabi before. You are all Asma'ul Nabi veterans. Good, then you know what to expect. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وأصحابه وبارك وسلم اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على من له أشرف الأسماء سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا أحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا حميد سيدنا محمود صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا أحيد صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا وحيد صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا ماحي سيدنا حاشر صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا عاقب صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا طه سيدنا ياسين صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا طاهر صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا مطهر صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا طيب صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا سيد صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا رسول صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا نبي سيدنا رسول الرحمة صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا قيم صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا جامع صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا مختفين صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا مخافي سيدنا رسول الملاحم صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا رسول الراحة صلى الله عليه. سيدنا كامل صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا إكليل سيدنا مدثر صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا مزمل صلى الله عليه. سيدنا عبد الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا حبيب الله. سيدنا صفي الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا نجي الله. سيدنا كليم الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا خاتم الأنبياء. سيدنا خاتم الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا محيي صلى الله عليه. سيدنا منجي صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا مذكر. سيدنا ناصر صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا منصور صلى الله عليه. سيدنا نبي الرحمة صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا نبي التوبة. سيدنا حريص عليكم صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا معلوم. سيدنا شهير صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا شاهد. سيدنا شهيد صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا مشهود. سيدنا بشير صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا مبشر. سيدنا نذير صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا منذر صلى الله عليه. سيدنا نور صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا سراج صلى الله عليه. سيدنا مصباح صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا هدى صلى الله عليه. سيدنا مهدي صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا منير. سيدنا داعي صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا مدعو صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا مجيب صلى الله عليه. سيدنا مجاب صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا حفي. سيدنا عفو. سيدنا ولي. سيدنا حق. سيدنا قوي صلى الله عليه وسلم. سيدنا أمين. سيدنا مامون صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا كريم صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا مكرم صلى الله عليه سيدنا مكين صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا متين صلى الله عليه سيدنا مبين صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا مؤمن سيدنا وصول صلى الله عليه سيدنا ذو قوة صلى الله عليه سيدنا ذو حرمة سيدنا ذو مكانة صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا ذو عز سيدنا ذو فضل سيدنا ذو صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا مطيع سيدنا قدم الصدق صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا رحمة سيدنا بشرى صلى الله عليه سيدنا غوث صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا غيث سيدنا غياث صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا نعمة الله سيدنا هدية الله صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا عروة الوثقى صلى الله عليه سيدنا صراط الله صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صراط مستقيم سيدنا ذكر الله صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا سيف الله سيدنا حزب الله صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا النجم الثاقب سيدنا مصطفى سيدنا مجتبى سيدنا منتقى سيدنا أمي صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا مختار سيدنا أجير صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا جبار صلى الله عليه سيدنا أبو القاسم صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا أبو طاهر سيدنا أبو طيب صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا أبو إبراهيم سيدنا مشفع صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا شفيع صالح صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا مصلح سيدنا مهيمن صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صادق صلى الله عليه سيدنا مصدق صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صدق سيدنا سيد المرسلين سيدنا إمام المتقين سيدنا. You're not tired, are you? Not tired? You okay? سيدنا قائد الغر المحجلين صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا خالد الرحمن سيدنا بر صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا مبر سيدنا وجيه صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا نصيح صلى الله عليه سيدنا نصيح صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا وكيل سيدنا متوكل صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا كفيل سيدنا شفيق صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا مقيم السنة سيدنا مقدس سيدنا روح القدس صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا روح الحق صلى الله عليه سيدنا روح القسط صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا كافي صلى الله عليه سيدنا مكتفين صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا بالغون سيدنا مبلغون صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا شافي سيدنا واصلون صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا موصولون سيدنا سابقون صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا سائقون سيدنا هادي صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا مهدين سيدنا مقدم صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا عزيز فاضل صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا مفضل سيدنا فاتح صلى الله عليه سيدنا مفتاح صلى الله عليه سيدنا مفتاح الرحمة صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا مفتاح الجنة سيدنا علم الإيمان صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا علم اليقين سيدنا دليل الخيرات صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا مصلح الحسنات صلى الله عليه سيدنا مقيل الأثرات صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صفوان الزلات سيدنا صاحب الشفاعة صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صاحب المقام سيدنا صاحب القدم صلى الله عليه سيدنا مخصوص بالعز مخصوص بالمجد صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا مخصوص بالشرف سيدنا صاحب الوسيلة صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صاحب السيف صلى الله عليه سيدنا صاحب الفضيلة صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صاحب الرزاق سيدنا صاحب الحجة صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صاحب السلطان سيدنا صاحب الرداء صلى الله عليه سيدنا صاحب الدرجة الرفيعة صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صاحب التاج سيدنا صاحب المغفر صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صاحب المعراج سيدنا صاحب القضيب صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صاحب البراق صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صاحب الخاتم صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صاحب العلامة صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صاحب البرهان صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صاحب البيان صلى الله عليه سيدنا فاصح اللسان صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا مطهر الجنان سيدنا رؤوف سيدنا رحيم صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا أولو الخيرين صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا صاحب الإسلام سيدنا سيد الكونين صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا عين النعيم صلى الله عليه سيدنا عين الغور صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا سعد الله سيدنا سعد الخلق صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا خطيب الأمم سيدنا علم الهدى صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا كاشف الكرب صلى الله عليه سيدنا رافع الرتب صلى الله عليه وسلم سيدنا عز العرب صلى الله عليه سيدنا صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم اللهم يا رب بجاه نبيك المصطفى ورسولك المرتضى طهر قلوبنا من كل وصف يباعدنا عن مشاهدتك ومحبتك وأمتنا على السنة والجماعة والشوق إلى لقائك يا ذا الجلال والإكرام وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. O Allah, for the sake of your chosen prophet, the messenger with whom you are well pleased, purify our hearts from every quality that distances us from your witnessing and your true love. Let us die on the way of the Prophet and his folks, yearning for the meeting with you, one possessed of utmost majesty and utmost grace. And may God's blessings ever be upon our Master Muhammad, seal of the prophets, leader of the messengers, his family and all his companions. May God's peace descend on all the prophets. Praise and thanks are for Allah, the cherishing sustainer of the worlds.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم صلى الله على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وسلم اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على روح سيدنا محمد في الأرواح وعلى جسده في الأجساد وعلى قبره في القبور وعلى موقفه في المواقف وعلى مشهده في المشاهد وعلى ذكره إذا ذكر صلاة منا على نبينا اللهم أبلغه منا السلام كما ذكر السلام والسلام على النبي ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيب الله السلام عليك يا سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله السلام عليك وعلى آلك الطيبين الطاهرين السلام عليك وعلى أزواجك أمهات المؤمنين السلام عليك وعلى أصحابك أجمعين
السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين سلام على قبر يزار من البعد سلام على الروضة وفيها محمد سلام على من زار في الليل ربه فبلغه المرغوب في كل مقصد سلام على من قال للضب من ألا وقال رسول الله أنت محمد سلام على المدفون في أرض طيبة فبلغه الرحمن بالمجد والمجد نبي هباه الله بالحسن والبهاء فطوبى لعبد زار قبر محمد سلام ركبا نحو المدينة قاصدا فبلغ سلامي للحبيب في روضته الحسنى مناي وبغيتي وفيها شفاء قلبي وروحي وراحتي فإن بعدت عني وعز مزارها فتمثالها لدي أحسن صورة أنزه طرف العين في حسن روضها فيسلو بها لبي وسري ومهجتي فها أنا يا قطب العوالم كلها أقبلها شوقا لإشفاء علة وصل على قطب الوجود محمد صلاة بها تمحو عنا كل زلة لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله
أتوجه إليك بحبيبك المصطفى عندك يا حبيبنا يا سيدنا محمد إنا نتوسل بك إلى ربك فاشفع لنا عند المولى العظيم يا نعم الرسول الطاهر اللهم شفعه فينا بجاه عندك اللهم شفعه فينا بجاه عندك اللهم شفعه فينا بجاه عندك اللهم يا رب بجاه نبيك ومصطفاك وحبيبك ومجتباك وأفضل من أجاب دعوتك ولباك خلص أعمالنا ونق قلوبنا
آمين
وعاملنا في الدارين برضاك
آمين
ونجنا من الفتن كلها
آمين
ولا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين ولا أقل منها
آمين.
واغفر لنا
آمين.
ولوالدينا
آمين.
ولأشياخنا
آمين.
ولمن له الحق علينا
آمين.
ولجميع المسلمين
آمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Allah. MashaAllah, that wasn't too bad for the first night. 5 to 10, sorry. That's me. Jazakallah khair to all of you. Thank you for your attendance on the first night, but your presence has been noted now, and you will be expected on all the rest of the 11 nights. Alhamdulillah, your presence has been noted not in my ledger, but in God's ledger. Alhamdulillah. Allah accept it from all of you, and we look forward to 11 more nights, inshallah. We look forward to 11 more nights, inshallah, of beautiful salawat and talks and singing and enjoyment and families coming together. Brothers, you can exit stage. Hang on a sec. Wait, I've got to switch here. Exit stage right, brothers. You're right. Is that right? Is that right? Yes, brothers, exit stage right. Sisters, exit stage left. And you can meet at the door, which is just around there. Don't forget to pick up your children, please. As I said to you before, if you decide to leave them behind at the youth program, we will sell them. And please write down your